So the next question says, suppose that society decides to reduce consumption and increase investment. How would this change affect economic growth? What groups in society would benefit from this change, and what groups might be hurt? And so the first thing that we have to know is when we talk about consumption versus investment in terms of growth, what you're really talking about is current versus future period, where consumption is going to benefit you in the current period and investment is going to hurt you in the current period because you're taking away from consumption, but it's going to benefit you in the future period because investment leads to higher growth. And so if we were to reduce consumption and increase investment, that would affect economic growth by increasing economic growth due to higher investment, right? You can think of investing more in college education, investing more in physical capital, and stuff like that. And so that is going to be the effect. And then finally, what groups in society would benefit from this change and what groups might be hurt. And so you could think of who would benefit from a higher economic growth rate in the future. You can think of younger people who would still be alive in the future and therefore would reap the benefits of economic growth, whereas older people who might not be alive when the future period of economic growth occurs, they might be hurt from this change because there's less consumption in the current period. So let's take a look at the answers given by the previous tutor. So A says it leads to an increase in economic growth, increase in investment results in capital accumulation. Capital accumulation leads to an increase in productivity of the economy and eventually increases economic growth. However, to increase investment, that will occur at the cost of current consumption. Thus, greater investments would lead to greater economic growth. So yeah, that's the relationship. More investment is more growth. And B says, the result would be that there would be large amounts of savings and investments. The present savings and investments would benefit future generations from the decision to reduce consumption and increase investment. Therefore, the present generation will get hurt. It's because the investment can be increased only at the cost of current consumption. Furthermore, due to increased productivity and economic growth, there will be an increase in standard of living for the economy. Thus, an increased investment spending can decrease current consumption, however, it increases the standard of living for future generations. So I think, again, this touches upon the economy of the people who benefit from future growth versus people who are hurt from current investment. And so that is again the same relationship that we talked about before. So correct in both counts. So great, good answer. Correct for both.